Junko Furuta was a 17-year-old high school student living in Saitama, Japan, described as polite, hardworking, and focused on her future. In November 1988, after finishing a part-time shift, she was walking home when she was approached by 4 teenage boys between the ages of 16 and 18 who were already known for delinquent behavior and had connections to local criminal circles. Using threats and intimidation, they abducted her and prevented her from contacting her family, later misleading her parents into believing she had run away, which delayed urgent action. Junko was taken to an apartment owned by the family of one of the perpetrators, a key detail that makes the case especially troubling because the location was not hidden or remote. It was in a residential neighborhood where people lived nearby and came and went regularly. Over the next 44 days, Junko was trapped in that apartment, isolated and powerless, as the abuse against her escalated relentlessly. Other individuals were allowed into the apartment, turning the crime into a collective act fueled by group pressure, fear, and the belief that there would be no consequences. During this period, signs that something was wrong were visible, and adults were aware that Junko was being held there, yet no effective intervention occurred. Fear of retaliation, acceptance of false explanations, social pressure not to interfere, and a failure to report or act allowed the situation to continue day after day. Each missed opportunity increased the harm being done. On January 4, 1989, after weeks of sustained injuries and severe physical trauma, Junko died as a result of the cumulative damage to her body. Her death was not caused by a single moment, but by prolonged suffering over time. The perpetrators attempted to conceal the crime by disposing of her body, and Junko remained listed as missing for nearly a year. The case surfaced when one of the boys was arrested for an unrelated crime and confessed, prompting police to uncover evidence and piece together the horrors that had occurred in the apartment. All 4 perpetrators were arrested and convicted, but because they were minors at the time of the crime, Japan's juvenile justice laws significantly limited the severity of their initial sentences. When this became public, it sparked massive outrage across the country, with widespread criticism of the justice system and renewed debate about accountability for violent crimes committed by minors. Appeals later increased some sentences, but many people felt the punishment did not reflect the scale of the crime. What really happened to Junko Furuta was not a sudden act of violence or an isolated tragedy. It was a prolonged crime sustained by intimidation, silence, bystander inaction, and systemic failure. Her case continues to haunt people not only because of what she endured, but because it demonstrates how extreme cruelty can exist in ordinary places when no one steps in to stop it.